evening, everybody. It's 7:30 and it's Tuesday. This is Sharon Lewin from School Corridor. And today our session is going to be about sharing online resources. Right? So you're going to tell me which resources you use, and I'll share a few resources. And hopefully that will help us, just to gain more knowledge and have access to information that we wouldn't otherwise have had. So yes, I think I feel like you tonight. I feel tired. I feel exhausted. My back is sore. But look, we're on tonight and we're sharing the resources. Okay, hopefully you can hear me. So what I did, I tried to write up a few resources you can see on the side, and then I put it up against my wall on this side, and I pressed it came down, and I thought, oh my word, this is tonight. We'd be supposed to share resources. I'm using the old-fashioned way of putting it against the wall, because I did not activate that program that I said that I bought. Okay, so hopefully the new year I'll be able to use the program, and then I'll be able to show you on a screenshot what I'm talking about. But we're going to go old-fashioned and new-fashioned today, right? Modern and olden times. So, yes, thank you, Zaldi. Thanks for joining. Lovely to have you here again. So the resources that I want to share with you are, I think they're critical. So I'm going to sort of point you. Hopefully I can't move my camera. Let me see if I can bring it closer. Okay, so these are some of the resources that I'm sharing. Where do I hold this now? Yeah, okay. So the one resource that I think all the teachers in the Western Cape and all the district officials must know is that online site called WCD Online .org.za. Okay, I think it's important for all of us to know how to navigate that site, because you'll find a lot of information that you need there. Right, there are quite a few portals there. You have a portal for there's an e-portal, there's a portal for examinations. So especially those who are writing the matric examination, you can get all the information there. All the question papers are on that site as well. Okay, so I think if I now just remember what I read, it's I think they track the question papers from 2013. So you'll get all the question papers there if you're writing matric, or your kids are writing matric, or if somebody's completing the matric. There are question papers from 2013, and the memoranda are there. Okay, and then on the site, it's also mentioned that you can purchase a DVD with all the question papers and memoranda on it. Okay, and those DVDs cost 27 Rand. So if you're worried about the data cost, then you can go and get the DVD. It's here in Cape Town, Mowbray, EduMedia, and I'm sure you can order that online as well. Okay, and then you have other information on there, like your circulars. Now, if you're a teacher and you are a school leader, then I would say it's absolutely key that you know which circulars have been issued, and you can go to the website. You don't have to wait for somebody to give it to you at school, right? We need to arm ourselves. The knowledge, the information is available, guys. Nobody can hold us to ransom because the information is there for us. And then, of course, you get the vacancies. So if you don't know when Western Cape Education Department issues the vacancies, then you can also check the WCD Online website, and you'll get the dates when those vacancy lists will be issued. Okay, and then of course we have e-learning as well on there. So that's the one online resource that I'm sharing. And then let me just double check quickly, because I could be missing. No. And then the second website that I would like to share with you is the education.gov.za. That is the DBE website, the government website, right? That website is another indispensable website. You get all these portals there. Like you'll get the Tutong portal, which houses all the curriculum information. So you'll get all the CAPS documents there. You'll get the CAPS policies. You'll also find all the CAPS workbooks on this website. So you don't ever have to ask anybody for that information. It's online. You can just go onto this website, right? And then, of course, the workbooks are there. So if you want to tell your parents, especially those who can afford to, spend data, because data is very expensive here in the country. But if they are parents, they will go the extra mile. And if you tell them that the workbooks are online, they can access the workbooks, then parents will go there. It's just a matter of telling people where to find the information, right? And then, of course, all your CAPS policies are online as well on this website called education.gov.za. Okay. One of our ex-principals, Lavinia Davids of Squeal, sent me a WhatsApp. She was looking for grade R CAPS policies, and then she wanted to know if I have copies for her. And then I indicated, no, I don't, but I said, go to the website. So by the time I responded, she had already gone, probably Googled, and then Google found CAPS policy on grade R. So these two websites are very, very important. Doesn't matter where in the country you are, right? We're all using the CAPS curriculum. We are all using the workbooks. All of us are using, all our kids are writing the same examination for grade 12. So all the question papers and the memoranda are there. Okay, so I think that's important information. And then the third website that I'm recommending is, I find this a very exciting one, right? It's called the Funda One website, right? Funda One Day means reading for meaning. And that website is run by an NPO and a non-profit organization. And you'll find that on that site, you'll find all the resources to help the children read. That website, one of the people that I admire most in the education circles is Nick Spall, and he's the executive director of this NPO, right? And the whole idea of starting this NPO was to see how can you make resources available for our teachers and even for our parents. How can we make it available, freely available, so that people have access on how to teach the children to read. In other words, to teach literacy, right? Literacy is all about teaching the children to read so that they can understand what they are reading, they can analyze what they are reading, they can make sense of what they are reading. They mustn't just decode. And we know that's a challenge in our country, because we know that about 78% the research says 78% of our grade 4s can't read for meaning. And I think we spoke about it on this, on one of the live streams as well. So if 78 of our children can't read for meaning, they don't understand what they are reading, they can't analyze what they are reading, then they're not able to, make certain, they can't extract information, they can't even extract information from a text. Okay, so this website, I think if you are a primary school teacher or a primary school principal, then I would strongly advise your teachers to go and have a look at this website. Okay, there are about 100 videos on there, so you'll see teachers modeling different reading strategies, and they speak about all the components of reading. But you can actually watch the videos. They're nice and short, and like I said, it's open source. You don't pay a blue bean, because the whole idea is to make the information accessible and to help teachers be able to teach, because we know universities don't teach us how to teach children to read. There's still that misnomer amongst many of us where we think reading is a skill that you pick up automatically. Okay, and reading must be taught. So this website, I'm going to challenge all of you, if you're here and you're primary school, either primary school teacher or a school leader, to have a look at this website. And then if you find it valuable, if teachers can use it, because you have the experts writing up subject and foundation phase experts writing up these lessons, right? It's not a Mickey Mouse site. And if you think it's so important, I would say even make that part of your staff development program. And, set aside time, because you can even download those videos. The videos are downloadable. All the worksheets are downloadable. And there's an online course on there as well, so your teachers can register. Okay, I've registered, so I'll probably play around with that during the holidays. But this is sort of my new favorite. I'm so glad I found this one. Okay, and then I'm going to go to number 4, number 5. But let me just see who else is on here who came to say hi to us. Kayla, hi Kayla, thanks for joining. And Fiola's here, Mashnuna's here, Nicole, and Malika's here. Thanks guys for being here. Let me just see. I think Azalda's right on top there. Okay, let's see what are you recommending. I gave these recommendations. I wrote it on a typical, I hope you can see there. But the one is, like I said, the WCD Online site. There's the address. And then I also spoke about the education website, our DBE website with all that information. And I was just raving about the Funda One website. That website is very important for our foundation phase teachers and for our primary school principals. Have a look at that. Sorry. Oh, my golly. Basil, can you see now? This gets to me. This thing wants to, trying to reconnect. Guys, so while it's trying to reconnect, let's see what is challenge acceptance is. Kayla, thanks, Kayla. Kayla's all the way from Delta. Guys, I wonder if I should cut you off and see, because I don't know. Yeah, look at, I'm convinced there's somebody trying to mess around here. Okay. Yeah, let me just talk on as if we're still running. Just tell me, are we running? Please. Sharon here again, I'm sorry. Internet connectivity, and it could be my fatigue as well. I don't know. Everything was going fine. And like I said, we're going to talk about sharing resources tonight. So I'm sharing about 5 resources, and I'm hoping you will share with us as well. Thanks, Kayla, for coming back. I was asked to raise this high up in the air so that people could actually screen grab. Okay, so I'm hoping that you can screen grab that one. I spoke about the WCD Online website, and I said you can find everything there, from circulars to exam information to vacancies, e-learning, and of course you find curriculum resources there as well. Okay, and then the second one I spoke about is the education website. That is our national education website. That's an invaluable online resource, guys. If ever you get stuck, go to that education.gov.za website. Okay, if you're here in the Western Cape, that WCD Online is also a phenomenal site. Okay, and then if you go to the education, the national education website, you'll find that we have the two-tong portal there, and that two-tong portal is the curriculum portal, and you find all the curriculum information there, right? You find all the workbooks online, like I said. You find all the examination papers for grade 12 online with memos, and it's just an amazing resource. Okay, and then of course you find all the CAPS policies. So yeah, it is right at your fingertips. And then now I'm repeating, but just the third one there, the Funda One, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. That website is run by an NPO, and it's Funda One means reading for meaning. And the whole idea is to help build capacity of our foundation teachers, foundation phase teachers, to be able to teach reading. So that's an amazing resource. There are many videos on there, and there are many worksheets on there as well, and it's all downloadable, right? It's really a very good site. I didn't have much time to really delve into it, but that site is underwritten by the executive director, Nick Paul, one of my favorite researchers. Okay, I think I mentioned before, if I want any information from about education, then I will consult Nick Paul's blog. I'll read his blog, and of course my other education favorite is Jonathan Jameson. So those two guys, when they do something, I just lap it up, right? Because they are credible, they're authentic, and they give us the right information. Okay, those are 3 websites. Thanks for coming back, Theola. Thanks, Nicole. And then Mary Ann, thanks for joining. And then I'll just run through my 4th one, which is the Berkeley High School. Must I still keep us up now? What do you say? Modern meeting the dinosaur era here. berkeleyhighschool.org.za, bhs.org.za. I included that website because Berkeley High School here in the southern suburbs offers what they call continuing education. So they have an adult education program, and I think it's an amazing range of courses that you can do. Right? You can do things like drumming, painting. You can learn how to write up, how to do your website, how to do podcasting. There are so many things. So if you want to find, a passion, then you could consider doing one of those courses. I'm definitely going to explore one of them. I can't even recall which one I read, and I thought, okay, that's the one I want to do. Okay, I'm very interested in podcasting. For those of you, let me know. I think you have this by now, right? Podcasting is like radio. So you just have to talk and people will listen, and they can listen to you in the car and so forth. So maybe that's something that I want to explore in the future. So I'd like to go and do one of these courses at Berkeley High School. They have different courses. They call it the enrichment courses. So there are these adult enrichment courses. Some of them are specifically for educators. So they'll be about the curriculum and everything that concerns school. And then there's another stream that focuses on, yes, the educator, and then of course the learner. There are a few learner courses for learners as well. Okay? All right. Okay, that's my contribution. Len Brown is here. Hello, guys. Yes, and in the last one, I said things to do, guys. So while we're all struggling to just do all the intellectual stuff, you must also find online resources to see what you can do to just add more spice in your life, right? You do things like camping and skating and learning ballet or doing something different so that you can just feed your whole body, mind, and soul. Okay? So that is what I have to contribute. Okay? Anything that you guys would like to contribute? Nobody's talking to me again. I think people are now fed up. Yeah. The other, I was thinking after I'd written this out, there's a book called Teach Like a Champion, right? And there are 49 teaching strategies in that book. Now I've got the digital version because I received that years ago from my then director, Eugene Daniels. And so I've still got the e-copy. So what I'll do on School Corridor, I'll create a link in my Google Drive, and then you can just, click on that link and then access that book if you're interested. Tell me if you are interested in the book. Okay, that is my contribution, guys. Now, what are you contributing? I spoke about everything that I wanted to tell you about. Okay, the one thing that I think is important for us as teachers is that you need to empower yourself, right? So don't depend on other people to give you the information only. Try to go and find the information for yourself as well so that you are armed with information. Okay. All right. Any comments? No comments? Okay, then I've exhausted what I wanted to do. I think there was another resource that I wanted to recommend, but it slipped me completely. Okay, so if you have nothing to say, guys, then I'm going to shut down this session. Just let me know. Can you hear me? Can you see me? This is our second last session, right? I'm going to finish off next week because I think it would be good for us to take a break, and then I'll start up the live streams again later concerning the School Corridor live streams. unless I find something absolutely stimulating, interesting during the holidays, then I'll probably just flight it for the fun of it. But the idea is to start again next year, and then I'm going to bring out a poll as recommended by Len Brown, my colleague, and then just find out if this time suits you. You know, if this 7 time suits you, or whether we should make it an earlier time or a later time, because some people may not be able to watch it this time, and I think it also clashes with very popular TV serials or something. Okay, so I'm going to put out a poll there just to let you guide me, and then you can also tell me, what else we can do. I'll tell you just briefly what I'm looking at. I would like to start a stream. Like at the moment, I'm just concentrating on teachers and the school leaders. So I'm very, I'm really excited about seeing if I can introduce a stream for parents as well, and see what information I can share on this platform for parents as well, and then see how we can help parents also become more, more capacitated, just help them to upskill themselves. And then in the parent stream, I suppose I'm also considering looking at if I should do a module on SGBs. And then, of course, I'm also considering going through legislation. Those are sort of some of the ideas that I'm playing around with, because I think the live stream is it's a nice platform, and it's helping us to share information. Okay, right. Anybody want to say something? Maybe I'm just getting stuck. Yeah, I think either this thing is getting stuck or people are not on. So, guys, what I'm going to suggest is that if you have a online resource that you want to share with us, then do drop it in the chat offline, okay? Because I'm sure people will still read, and people can still access the information, whether we're live or not. This is what I wanted to say. Not about the resource, but just in terms of your email address. I think I just want to challenge all teachers to have an active email address, right? And I would suggest that your school creates an official email for you as well, so that you can keep your personal email, private, and then use your business email for business correspondence. So I would strongly advise principals and teachers to consider getting an official email, like sharon.lewin@WCG or something, where that would be your business address, so all the information can go there. Okay, so yes, so the session is nice and short and sweet. So I'm going to end right here and say, drop the stuff in there. I'm going to give you a link and to School Corridor courses, and then I'm going to place the Think Like a Champion in there. Okay, and these websites that I've mentioned earlier, these are my 5 that I thought I'll share tonight with you guys. I'll try and put it somewhere. I think I'll put it in the chat group or whatever. Thanks, Donovan, for coming. Our session is about to end. So on that note, thank you for those who joined, and then give us some feedback in the in the comments about either about the chat itself or any online resources that you'd like to share with colleagues. So yes, School Corridors are ready to sign off now. You remember, we are here to grow ourselves, we are here to inspire ourselves, and we're here to empower each other. So on that I just want to say, have a good Tuesday evening, and may this week be a fantastic week until I see you for the last session this year next week. Okay? Cheerio.